Afternoon, YouTube. Yours truly, MiketheLAdonsfan here on Don's Football Classics. Coming at you with another LA Dons season yearbook. This one, we're going to be looking at the 2022 Los Angeles Dons, who won their third Mega Bowl in franchise history in a new division that was called the NFC Coastal, led by Manny Reyes. We're going to look at that in a few minutes. But if you can, please subscribe to this channel and my main channel, MiketheLAdonsfan. Give those videos a like, leave a positive comment. Feel free to share with your family and friends, I should say. And if you can, hit the notifications. Hit the notification bell when the videos drop. And let's jump right into 2022 and take a look at that fantastic year of the Los Angeles Dons in the 2022 season. The Los Angeles Dons in 2022 made history once again, going to a new division called the NFC Coastal with 3 new teams. Head coach Manny Reyes, in his 4th year, led the Dons to their 3rd Mega Bowl championship in franchise history. It was a season to remember. Domination and some spectacular finishes. Some stuff that they never done before. And setting milestones that this franchise always endures. For this team, it was like the teams in the past, now meeting the future. And the future Dons, or today's Dons, in 2022, finished it all in Glendale, Arizona. Culmination of a spectacular 2022 season. Ladies and gentlemen, the story of the 2022 Los Angeles Dons. The first game of the 2022 season for the Dons was held in SoFi against their crosstown rivals, former NFC West rivals, the Los Angeles Rams, who were coming off a world championship season by beating the Bengals. But the 2022 Dons didn't care about all that. They went into SoFi and let the Rams know it was going to be a new team that was going to wear the crown, beating them 41-7. The next week, against the Hawaii Kings at home in the Rose Bowl, the Dons would beat the Kings 47-20. But those 2 wins came at a cost, because Jerome Simpson was out for 6 weeks with a dislocated elbow. But the next week against the Chicago Bears, one of the strangest, wackiest, craziest games in Don's history on a Thursday night, ended with a victory in overtime. But one of the franchise's biggest milestone wins came in the next week on a Sunday night in Hartford, Connecticut, when the Dons went up to Hartford and crushed the Shamrocks 42-10, led by Tyree Thompson's 4 touchdowns. But the next week, another milestone in Week 5 in Orlando, as they face off with their new NFC Coastal rivals, the Orlando Thunder. But it'll be Seth Schultz who will steal the show and will record 5 sacks on his way to becoming Defensive Player of the Year for the 2nd straight year. On his way to 30 sacks. Yeah, that's right, I said it. It's a fun segment I do. 30 sacks in 2022. A record probably never be broken. Next week, against the San Antonio Riders, AAFC Coastal opponent, the Dons would dominate San Antonio 55-10. And the Dons would go 6-0. And things continue to go Don's way by bringing another by going to Charleston, West Virginia, against another NFC Coastal opponent in the West Virginia Spartans. And that game was another wipeout. But week 8, it was the return of Jerome Simpson. Not only from injury, but a return to Lincoln, Nebraska to face off against his former team, the Triangles. And from jump, the Dons dominated early and often. And Jerome Simpson had one of his best games on his way to becoming the Offensive Player of the Year in 2022 by going over 200 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. Sticking it to his former team, and the Dons getting their 8th win of the season, 48-7. Their best start since 2020. And the best start will continue on a Monday night in the Rose Bowl against the Montreal Machine. The team that they beat the previous season in the NFC divisional round. Another NFC Coastal victory against another NFC Coastal opponent, and the Dons was 3-0 in their division. In Lambeau Field, the Dons once again put on another dominant display. Tyree Thompson leading the way, on his way becoming league MVP in 2022 for the second time in his career. And the Dons going 10-0 in 2022, setting up a Thanksgiving night showdown with the Philadelphia Eagles. And from jump, the Dons would dominate the Eagles. Despite the Eagles making a late comeback in the fourth quarter, the Dons held off Philadelphia to go 11-0 of the season. And in Mexico City on a Sunday night against their former division rivals, but their in-state rivals, the 49ers, the Dons will clinch the first ever NFC Coastal Division by beating the Niners 38-24. And they would continue to roll, destroying the lonely Carolina Panthers 58-17. The 2022 becoming one of the best teams in recent memory, dating just like the mid-late 2000s, Dons, in 05 and 09. But the next week, they ran into some trouble against Orlando. The Dons would suffer their first loss of the season. And next week, the following week, on Christmas Eve, against the New York Football Giants at MetLife Stadium, they would suffer another loss. Their final loss of the season. And their first loss on the road in 2 seasons. But in week 17, the Dons would pick things back up, beating the Montreal Machine 45-7 to clinch home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and beat the West Virginia Spartans to close out 2022 15-2 and earning home field advantage throughout the NFC playoffs. And the playoffs will be magical for the Dons. In the NFC Super Wildcard, against their NFC Coastal rival Thunder, the Dons will play the Thunder. A hard-fought game, but late in the second half, the Dons will pull away. Thanks to Jimmy Diaz and the defense, the Dons will earn a 28-13 win to eliminate the Thunder from the playoffs in a showdown with their NorCal rivals, the 49ers. And, and in the NFC divisional round, the Dons were in a big battle with the San Francisco 49ers. It was a classic game, a hard-fought game, both teams battling, but late in the fourth quarter, the Dons would get a lucky break and take advantage. The 49ers punt returner Muff Punt will cost the Niners, and the Dons take advantage, and they would beat the 49ers to eliminate them and advance for the third straight year in a row to the NFC Championship game. And in the NFC Championship game, the Dons will face off against the Philadelphia Eagles. In the first half, it was a tightly contested, high-scoring game. But in the second half, the Dons dug in and stopped the Eagles in their tracks and pulled away to earn the franchise's fourth NFC Championship victory. And just like that, the LA Dons were going back to the Megabowl for the first time since 2009. '23 Megabowl in Glendale, Arizona, on a Monday night on President's Day. And on this day, the Los Angeles Dons will face off against the Kansas City Chiefs. Legends from the past was now about to see the present Dons up close and personal against the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs. It was dealt a star-studded matchup, but the Dons proved they had the right stars in their lineup to win a championship. Jerome Simpson caught the first touchdown in the Megabowl, and the Dons rolled through the first half, having an 18-0 lead. In the second half, the Dons kept going, with Jimmy Diaz touchdown in the third quarter, and the final touchdown by Shelton Jenkins. The Dons were minutes away of clinching the title, despite Kansas City's second half heroics from Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. The Dons were able to help hold off the Chiefs enough to clinch the third Mega Bowl championship in franchise history. And on 4th and 1, the Dons would not only get the first down, but clinch the franchise's third Mega Bowl championship and earning their spot in history. And just like that, the Los Angeles Dons beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the 2023 Megabowl 32-20. Tyreek Thompson was the Megabowl MVP. 6 of 8 at 210 yards and 4 touchdowns. Not only the league MVP, but the Megabowl MVP. The first one, fun segment, the first one to do so since the Orlando Thunder quarterback Travis Campbell did it in the 2011 season against the Patriots. My fun segment. Manny Reyes was offensive assistant at the time in 2011 with the Thunder. And head coach Manny Reyes winning a Mega Bowl, his first as a head coach in his hometown and with his favorite hometown team, the Los Angeles Dons. A man growing up in East LA, seeing all the hardships in his life, and to be the coach of his favorite team, just like I am, even though they're defunct. Bringing them to a world championship was joyous in his eyes. And like one legend who had the coaching whistle championship keychain passed to him, now that legend passed that same championship coaching whistle keychain on to Manny Reyes. The Los Angeles Dons. The Los Angeles Dons, 2022. A great year. First year in the new division, the NFC Coastal. Winning that division and battling through the playoffs to ultimately capture the franchise's third Mega Bowl championship in franchise history. And in 2023, the Dons expect bigger and better things to come. Because the 2024 Mega Bowl was in Orlando. And they're looking to set their sights on that after they're done celebrating 2022. All right. That will conclude it. The 2022 Los Angeles Dons yearbook was one for the books. Come back with my final thoughts after this. All right. That concludes the 2022 LA Dons season year review. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Feel free to subscribe. Share with your family and friends. Hit the notification bell when videos drop. And I'll catch you on the next one. MiketheLAdonsfan signing off. Peace. Go Dons. Goodbye, everybody.